Welcome to the webinar. Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, my name is Emily. I work at Curtin English. I'm just going to be starting in 3 minutes. I'll just wait for a few more people before I start. Okay, I'll be starting now. So what I'm going to be doing today is just tell you a bit about how to get the most out of your time at Curtin English, which means to make sure that you know what to do when you arrive, what you might find hard, what you will need to do to be able to progress to get into the university, making it easier for you, and I'll also give you a few tips. I do welcome questions on the tab here, but our preference for today will be that you email Australian Centre. I've tried to practice how to say this, so I'm going to try again. It's Cienza San Fronteras at australiancentre.com.br. So if you have any questions, that will be the best place for you to ask, and they'll pass it back to me and I'll help you. Okay, so coming to Curtin English, you might feel at the beginning that you might find it hard. So when you arrive in Perth, we are recommending that you come and see us as soon as you arrive in Perth. So we are open from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4:45. Once you come here, we will help you with your enrollment so that on the Monday after your orientation, you're able to go to class straight away. We also recommend that you have already found somewhere to stay. So on the Curtin website, we do have a few options for accommodation. You can choose to go in a homestay, which means with a family. Some of you might want to go and live on campus, but there might not always be spaces for it. If you do want to live on campus, please make sure you apply early. And once you come and see us, we will also help you get a Smart Rider card, which will help you take the bus for cheaper. Okay? I just had a small video to show you about getting to Perth.
Well, for me, for example, I want to make sure that before I arrive, I'm completely prepared. So you can check online on the Curtin website. There's a pretty departure guide. Have a look at all of that. But there's also other websites like Study West, which you can have a look at it. So you make sure that when you get here, you've got it all covered. Maybe, like, I don't know, I had a get-together with, like, my family and some close friends before I left, and I think that was really special. We took a picture, and I got it and brought it here, and yeah, I would say definitely do that before you leave.
If you can find family or friends before you arrive, someone in the Perth area who can come and meet you and help you, walk you through what you need to do.
To learn cooking at home first, because for international students, especially from China, a lot of people come from the middle class families. They don't have too much money. Yeah, they can't buy food every day, so you need to cook.
Also, something else I would recommend is starting to keep a journal before you go. And I know I felt pretty nervous about coming, just especially like a week before I left, or even a month before I left. I was like, oh no, what am I doing, kind of thing. But I would write a journal, just some things about your thoughts or how you're nervous or that sort of thing, and then keep it all throughout your trip. And then it's kind of fun to look back at the entries that you made when you were still at home and how nervous you were, this wouldn't work out or that wouldn't work out, and just see that it really did all work out. And you kind of get to see how you've changed over the trip as well.
Okay. So some of you might feel, that they were talking a bit fast, and I do apologize for that. But the main points they had was to make sure that when you arrive, so you have everything ready, all your documents, for example, your letter of offer. Okay. Yes, so that you do have everything ready when you start. And also, if you can, learn how to cook, because you're going to be living on your own once you arrive in Perth. Okay? So a few things you might find hard when you get here is maybe the food. You might go, oh, I really miss Brazilian food, or the language here is really hard. I don't understand what people are saying. And you will see that Australians very often shorten the English. So on top of you trying to learn English, the words will not sound the same, because, for example, a service station, which is where you get the fuel for your car, they call it servo, so they've shortened it. It's fine to ask questions, okay? And you might also see that the people are different. It's not like Brazil. So that's what culture shock is. And it can happen at any time throughout your time in Australia. It can be at the beginning or the end. In this talk, I will be giving you a few tips on how to cope and to make sure that if you do get culture shock, you know what to do. The other thing that is very different is our teaching method here at Curtin English. I'm not too sure how it is in Brazil, but at Curtin English, it's very much independent learning. By that, I mean that the teachers will be depending on you to learn English, because you are the ones that are here to learn English, not the teacher. So there will be a lot of work that you will have to be doing on your own. So on top of attending the classes, you will also be required to do some study independently. For those of you that are doing the extra 5 weeks, before the 17 bridging course, you will actually have an assignment or an exam every week. So you'll have to make sure that you arrive on time so that you don't miss anything, and that you pass every single exam. So those of you that only have 5 weeks, make sure that you focus and you do your best to pass those exams. In the bridging course and also at university, there will be a lot of assignments. And I have actually been a student before. Very often, the assignments will all be at the same time. Okay? We have quite a few different tips for time management or planning, and we can help out with that, but make sure you tell us. Something you might find hard too is meeting entry to Curtin University, because that's what you're all trying to do. You're all trying to learn as much English and then get to the university. It can happen that you feel a bit bored or tired of speaking English and you just want to get to the university. Well, if that does happen, try and remember that it's only for a short while and it's worthwhile, because that's what you have to do so that when you get to the university, you don't have to think about the English anymore. You just have to think about your studies, which is science or engineering. Okay, so getting there. It's very important. We are going to say this, and it's something that your sponsor is also very, very stressing on, that you have to attend your classes, okay? So you cannot be going on leave to travel and not attending your classes. The only reason why you can not attend your classes is if you are sick, and if you are sick, you will need to see a doctor and get a medical certificate. Okay, this is very important because you're only here for a short while. You have to attend all your classes. Very often I get the question, oh, but is there a break? There might be a break between your studies, but that doesn't mean that you can miss the last day or the first day. When your classes are on, you attend them, please. Passing. Always give your best, okay? The course is meant to help you pass if you do what you should be doing. For example, producing your own work. What I mean by that is you don't go on the internet and research. For example, if your essay was about agribusiness, you don't go on the internet and look for an essay about that topic. You type your own work and you reference it, okay? It is called plagiarism if you use somebody else's work or if you don't reference, and we are very, very strict about it. So make sure that if you have any questions or if you are in doubt, that you come and see us and ask us the question. It's better for you to ask us the question than to later on you feel like, oh, I didn't know, and then you get in trouble for it. Okay, we actually want it to be even easier for you, and I will be giving an extra document for you after. A few of the things that you can do is order your student card after your enrollment. So before, the students were going to a building to get their cards, but we're now saying that you can actually choose your picture. You can bring the picture to us, and we will help you with that process to make it easier. You might not know it, but all of you already have an Oasis account. I'll show you what it is. So Oasis is what you will use to communicate with us, okay? So for example, you know how, I'm not too sure if it's the same in Brazil, but we have a bank and you can go online to do online banking. It's very similar with Oasis. Okay, so already back in Brazil, you can activate your account. So once you go on the link here, which is oasis.curtin.edu.au, you click on activate your account. My internet is very slow today, I do apologize. Okay, So once it loads, you will see that it will ask you for your ID number and your date of birth. So you will all have your ID number. It's on your offer letter. And if you need help with that, let us know. And then at the bottom, key in your date of birth. Okay? Once you've done all of that, then you click next. You will then be asked to put a password, and that password will then allow you to get into Oasis. If you have any questions with that, remember that you can always email the Australian Centre email I provided you with earlier. Okay. Oops. So all of you would be aware that you're going to be getting a health card. So you can already order your health card 2 weeks before arriving in Australia. And with the extra document that I will be providing to you, you will also get that information on there. Okay? With the health card, it's important for you to know what you can and cannot use it for. For example, we have a doctor on campus here. You can go see the doctors on campus. With the card, you will not pay for it. If you go to a private hospital, though, it's completely different. They might ask you to pay for it. So if you are in doubt, remember to ask. I don't know if you know, but the campus is actually quite big and it's very easy to get lost. So there is an app that you can download on your smartphone, which is called Lost on Campus. Okay? I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do download it and you put it on your phone. The other app that I have put here is Blackboard, and I will be talking about Blackboard in a bit, but that will also help you for when you get here. One of the main aims, about doing this presentation is that when you arrive in Perth, we want you to be ready to study. We don't want you to have problems about Oasis or anything else. We just want to make sure that you are equipped with everything you need, all the information, so that you can go straight into your studies and everything goes fine. Okay. A few tips. So Blackboard was one of them. On Blackboard, you will see that there will be a lot of information about how to do studies on your own. Remember how before I was telling you about independent learning? So on Blackboard, you will have websites maybe that you can go to practice your English, or maybe you need to practice your speaking or your reading. It will target at what skills you need. We also have social activities, which you might have heard of, so I usually organize them. When you're coming, actually, I have a trip for the kangaroos, koalas, and we also have trips to go to Fremantle Prison and to Penguin Island. At the moment, to you, it just sounds like names, but one of the good things about attending those social activities is that you will meet people from other countries, you will see more of Perth, and you will get to practice the English that you would have learned in your class. Okay? Speak English. It's very important. I don't know how many times we're going to say this, and I'm actually going to tell you something. So English is not my first language. French is my first language. Okay? When I first came to Australia, I could speak a bit of English, I'm not going to lie to you, but I was definitely not speaking English all the time. And what I had to do is speak English, make mistakes. Because once you make mistakes, people will correct you, and it's fine. Even up to now, for the internet, it's called Wi-Fi. I say Wi-Fi. And I still always make the mistake. So it will be learning, but that will be the only way for you to develop your set of language, like the amount of English that you can speak. What I did when I first arrived is I actually lived on campus, so there was nobody else to speak French to. I was speaking English to everybody. I did a lot of volunteering. and I also attended activities. Okay? Make sure you do that because it's going to give you the full experience and the full opportunity to speak English. I'm not going to lie to you. At the end of the day, even today, I'm sure, I'm tired and I have to go back to French. But just as long as you are truthful to yourself and you know that you have spoken as much English as possible, that's all you need. Because all this is really about you. How much are you going to give in to be able to get where you need to get to? One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about today is Curtin Volunteers. And I will show you their website. I'll just open it here. They have a lot of different activities that you can join, but you have to register. So make sure that you do register online and you try at least one of the activities. I'll show it to you when it loads. For example, when I volunteered with Curtin Volunteers, I did the Indigenous and Remote program, which means I went to a town which is about 3 hours in a very small plane from here. It was a small plane. By that I mean there was only 5 of us on the plane, and we went to a place called Wiluna. We lived with Indigenous people, and we taught them how to use the computer. You didn't actually need English skills, as in, you know, a lot of English. You just needed enough to be able to talk to them. And they then told us about their stories. You're not going to get this experience anywhere else. It is going to happen in Australia, so if you do come, I highly recommend you try that. The other program that they have, which is very good for you too, is that on Wednesdays they have something called chats, and you'll see the picture appear in a bit. So what they do is Australian students and international students come here, that's chats here. So they come to this space on Wednesdays where you get to practice your English in a fun way. It's not in a classroom, it's just meant to be fun, and you get to meet people, okay? There will be a lot of other ways for you to practice your English, but this is definitely one that I would highly recommend, especially John Curtin Weekend. Most of these activities you won't pay much to do. Some of them they might ask you to pay $50, but that will include, for example, when I took the plane, it included the plane and the food. So it's quite cheap. I would say try and attend these. There is a John Curtin Weekend which is going to be happening while some of you are here, but you have to register by July. So make sure that if you are interested, you go to the Curtin website, you go to Curtin Volunteers, and you do register. Okay. This is a lot of English for you guys today. Okay, and then you're almost going to be there. And sometimes you'll get tired, and you'll be, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I'm fed up with English. All I want to do is learn about aqua engineering or mining engineering. No more English. Keep on going, okay? Don't give up. Just press replay, repeat, and keep on going. And one of the ways that this is going to be easier is by doing some of the activities that I have showed you previously, okay? We're very friendly people here, and I hope you get to meet all of us. Come and have a chat with us, okay? All of us here are very, very easy to talk to. You know, even if your English is not too good, it's fine. And I know that most of you, your English is actually really good. So I know that. Come and have a chat with us at the beginning. If you feel like you're having any problems at all, you do it at the beginning. Because if you come at the end, I'm going to go, thank you very much. I will help the next group, but it's going to be very hard for me to help you. because you've come to see me at the end. As soon as anything happens, come and see us. And remember to speak up, okay? I'm just going to show you one more video, just here. So this video is a bit about the Curtin campus experience. It's going to show you what you might see, and I hope it's going to make you feel a bit excited. Okay, so as you can see, we've actually got quite a lot happening on campus, okay? There's always things happening, and I think that's maybe where I'm going to be finishing today, which is once you've done all of this, is you would have made it, okay? It will be congratulations, you've met entry to the university, goodbye, that's what it will be. Most of you have come here today, and I suppose that's already your first step in saying, I want to make this the best experience ever, and I want to try. So that's good. Just keep on going, and you know, I'm sure you're going to have the best time ever. We're going to be here to help you, and if you have any questions, remember that you always have Australian Centre, and once you're here, we're going to be here. Well, I suppose that's mostly it for me. So what I'll do now is I will say thank you to all of you. I hope it was not too much English. I hope I didn't speak too fast. And I'm very excited to meeting you all in August, October, or December, whenever you come. Thank you so much to all of you, and see you.
Emily?
Yes?
Hi, Emily. Hi, I just have a question for you. First, let me introduce myself. Olá, todo mundo. Aqui é a Daniela do Australian Center. Eu tive uma dúvida de um aluno que me perguntou, e eu vou tirar essa dúvida com a Emily, porque eu não vou saber responder. Emily, one of our students were asking me if they have to access Oasis once a week, or every day, or once a month.
Okay, a very good question, thank you. preference is that you do it every day, but as a student, you have to do it once a week. So you have to do it once a week, but we say check it every day. Because on Oasis, we will be sending you your emails. We won't be using your personal emails anymore. We will only use your Oasis account.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
good.
very much. Thank you for this.
No.
Have a good day.
Thank
And,
you.
alunos, boa noite. Obrigada pela presença de todos vocês. Qualquer dúvida, escreve para a gente, cienciasemfronteiras@australiancentre.com.br. É o e-mail da Natália. Obrigada pela presença de todos vocês e a gente se fala amanhã. Thank you, Emily. Bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the webinar. Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly. Welcome to the webinar. Please stand by.